of course, I forgot to hit the full screen button, didn't I? There we go. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of A History of Series 4. This time, Revelations. We're going through Revelations. So, we have checked before anyone starts making any funny comments. We have checked. I know exactly where we're supposed to be. Okay, we have it sorted. So, other than that, Richard, would you like to give your quick introduction? Let everybody know who you are.
Sure. My name's Richard Madsen. That's my actual name. Pretty easy to find. Feel free to email me at richardcurtismadsen@gmail.com. If you think this conversation is interesting but isn't addressing your brain very well, I would address you individually. So what I'm introducing here is a reading frame of the Bible that I think makes sense in reality and is correspondent, plausible in reality, even the stuff that's future tense. And it coordinates with other religious texts that are equally or more ancient. And let's see, what else should I say about that? That's about it. That's what I'm trying to do here. All of this is based on what I can only call a dream sequence that happened once while I was awake, which I did not like and was not looking for to happen. So that was a bit surprising for me at age 42, being an anti-theist. I guess that's about the extent of it.
That's a very informative one, Richard. It's very, usually it's just, hi, I'm Richard. But yeah, no, that's exactly it. Yeah, so we're here tonight. We're going to go through Revelations. We've done David and Goliath, we've done Book of Enoch, we've done Gilgamesh, and now we're doing
Gilgamesh.
So,
yeah.
And we know that this is Richard. If anyone doesn't know Richard's, this is Richard's favorite book, or one of your favorite books, isn't it?
It explains all religions around the planet that are ancient, claiming a progenitor father. So yeah, this one's the most powerful, deep, explicit, explanatory. To me, it's amazing.
Right. Well, on that, we shall swap over to that. I think all should be right now. I have highlighted and everything, Richard. Verse 18, okay? Verse 18.
That's amazing.
Everybody just in the chat as well. Hello to everybody that's here. Mr. Willis, Dave. We've got fucking Sammy's turned up. And Gio is here as well. Really appreciate it. Oh, we've got Let's Farm as well here, man. Thanks everybody for coming. Just checking audio and video. Can everybody see? Can everyone hear? And any problems, just let me know. Other than that, Richard, your beautiful voice. Would you like to go on ahead and read into? I think it's the third letter. Is this the third letter?
Yeah. My voice. I've got a voice that is perfect for written word, and a face that's perfect for radio. But going on. And unto the angel of the church in Thyatira write, These things saith the Son of God, who hath his eyes like unto flame of fire, and his feet like fine brass. And please don't move it. Okay. So going on with the idea, excuse me. I got something messing with my throat.
To clear his throat. I think he's coming through as a wee bit bippity boppity, cutting out ever so slightly, but that's on Richard's end, unfortunately, at the minute. His computer's in the shop.
Sorry for the delay there.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
Moving on with the idea that Thyatira, although it may be a place in the ancient Near East during this time, may not be. Some of the places that the Bible mentions are real, some are not. But consistently that the churches of Asia are talking about the seven spirits of God, and these quote unquote angels, which represent one each of the spirits, is talking about themselves throughout these letters. And here explicitly it says that who is speaking is the Son of God, i.e. Jesus, obviously.
Eyes like fire and feet like fine brass.
Right. Isn't that interesting? What a weird picture. And that's why a lot of people say this looks like an acid trip or something. And maybe it does look like that. That was weird. An X just showed up on my screen and then just elevated out of the screen. I don't know what does that mean? Don't know what that was.
An X on the
Okay.
video feed?
Yeah, it was like a black circle with a white X in it, and it popped down, it popped back up, and that was the end of it.
Yeah, it'll pop up.
If
I touch the screen, don't you worry about it. It's to take full screen.
Oh, is that what that was? Okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay. My mistake.
So
okay.
yeah,
I'll never mention that again.
We've got the Son of God standing here with feet like fine brass and eyes like lasers.
Well, not exactly lasers. The eyes of fire, I believe, are representative of the two mountains that burn into our atmosphere. So big chunks of space, something or another, and one of them burning just because friction from the atmosphere. What's that?
That's a big jump. So we've went from the Son of God, Jesus, talking, right? Because it says these things saith, right? So they're talking, and he has eyes upon feet, and you jump to we're being bombarded by meteorites.
Yeah, well, like I said, the first time they reviewed what he looked like when he's amongst the candlesticks and speaking, and this is one of those details. Mm-hmm. The full outfit or costuming represents all of the Book of Revelation. Like the feet like fine brass.
Yeah, what's that?
Is also referred to again, talking about the heat of a furnace and metal tried in fire, and the brass like glowing, it's so hot. And of course that's representative of the melting of the earth and the recovery of metals, i.e. the quote-unquote lake of fire.
Could you not?
So that's a reference to that.
That's right. Now I know that you've got an awful lot of premise to that. You have an awful lot here that leads you to that.
Yes.
But can you not see that going from a description of Jesus talking and describing his feet like fine brass, which are probably showing off money, I'm understanding that brass probably isn't cheap at the time.
No. Brass was considered junk metal. It was called dross metal or bell metal. It was crap metal. In fact, if you look up the word brass, that's probably used right here.
Yes.
And you go back to the Hebrew word of it, not the Greek word, which is what this would be in, then you're going to find that it means bell metal or cheap metal.
Well, that'll give a different context to it.
Yeah.
But we will see. Everybody's
having
parties
not actually
tonight.
Very show-offish.
Everybody's celebrating tonight. We've got Secular Pagan Mum, who's been a member for 10 months. Thank you very much for hanging around. And we've Sammy, who you've only third time as a fourth member. The third time as a 4-month member. Right.
Good old Sammy.
I'm looking at this powerful man. Flames of fire in his eyes. He has the stir. He's got the stir and fine brass. All right. To me, that's saying work, effort, fine brass. It's shiny. I think it's a big ass leap to go fucking meteorites and the earth being just from that one sentence.
Well, yes, I'm cheating. That I have a larger context I'm drawing from when I make these assertions?
Yes.
Absolutely true. I'm not getting it from just this one line. Not at all.
No, that's what I'm saying. But to the audience, it's going to come across like that ever so slightly. There is more back here.
No, I can imagine so.
But, okay, we'll go with that because it'll take too long to explain that on its own. That's why we're fucking here for 4 series.
Well, let me say just 2 little quick things about it.
Go for it.
It's consistent throughout the work of the text as a whole that the word furnace is reference to the earth being melted always.
Yeah.
Whether it's used colloquially or situationally, whatever it's being used as. So every time it's a mention of heat and then, God is a consuming fire and all of these kinds of references, it's talking about the earth being physically destroyed. And part of that scenario is the 7 signs. of the coming of heaven.
Like, I can understand your context, right? And all of
Okay.
that. I still think his feet are like fine brass equals
Yeah.
the earth getting destroyed. I can understand different phrases that you've mentioned before. And I can
Right.
see where you would get that from the phrase. This
Sure.
particular one, even knowing your background, I still think we'll give you the eyes and flame of fire. I can see that with your context, but feet are like fine brass equals stealing metals off earth. It's
Yeah.
a bit of a jump.
Right.
Okay.
So the idea of fine anything, some fine metal, refers to it being tried in fire,
Yeah.
and what, getting the slag off the top, getting the junk, the oxidized part off the top of it.
Yeah.
So it's purification process.
Showing that making something pretty, making something more valuable. You know, we could go
Right.
that route as well. It's in the context
Sure.
of how it's written, you know. Okay, agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
We'll agree to disagree. Number 19.
No, well, not really. I mean, I can certainly see what you're saying and why you would say if this were a standalone statement. If you take it as standalone, definitely I'm going with what you said.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'll go with verse 19.
So then the one flame of fire makes for the blood sea miracle. The other flame of fire, mountains of material falling from the sky, makes for wormwood. So I think that's what those are referring to there. 19. You feel like reading?
Go on. Aye. I know thy works
Aye.
and charity and service and faith and thy patience and thy works, and the last to be more than the first.
Right. So that sounded repetitive for no obvious reason.
Yeah, the grammar's not good on it, and that's coming from me. All right, that's fucking saying something.
Okay, so it uses basically the same phrase, thy works, twice.
Yes,
And then it says it's two different things. That the latter is greater than the first.
Is he
Yeah,
slagging him
you
off?
see that?
Is he? You know, I'm thinking back to the original letter. You know, I think it was the first one, where it was, look, I know all these things that you do, and they're all bullshit. You're doing them because you want this, that, and the other. All right, is he?
It's along those lines, right?
Yeah, is he doing the same thing here?
Right.
Yes.
No, that's perfect. He's saying, okay, you had this stage of life. Now you've got this stage of life.
But that's what
The
I'm
more
asking
recent
you.
one's the better one.
Right, I know thy works and charity and service and faith and thy patience.
Right.
Right, so I know you. That's what I'm getting from that. I know you and the
Right.
deeds that you've done. And the last to be more than the first. Now, I don't know if that means that now is more important.
Well, last means later.
Oh, I know that, yes, but I don't understand from what you're putting across. Right, you're saying
Right.
that this is a description of his life, and where he is at his life now is better
Sure.
than where he was.
That is, the intended reader was in a bad space at some point and became into a better spiritual space.
Right. Well, this is what I'm getting. It's not slagging him off then, because it's saying now you're in a spiritual place.
Right.
Right. So you can't say it is slagging him off and then saying that
Well, I'm not sure I know what slagging him off means.
slagging him
Maybe I'm
off, putting him
confused about the
down,
phrase.
saying it's wrong. You fucked up.
Not exactly.
But it was in the
No,
first one.
No.
It was in the first one.
Oh, it definitely says you were messed up. It definitely says that. Yeah.
In the first one, he was putting the main person down. The main person was lying, pretending to be someone else. We had that whole disagreement over him pretending to be, what do you call it? Not a disciple, an apostle. Right? Remember we had
Right.
that? Right. So he was slagging him off. He was
Yes.
putting him down. He was doing that in the first letter. Now, here, with this letter, Sammy, thank you very much. Now, with this letter, you're saying that where he is now is better. So the previous two
Sure.
letters have been shouting at someone. This one doesn't come across as shouting at him if it's saying you've got charity, you've got patience, and you have it now. So is this the nice guy? Is this a nice guy? You know, the first two were bad people.
No, I think it's showing the development of the Christ. He's not born perfect. He's not born into a perfect situation. He's not perfect under God. He's not righteous when he starts
You did
out.
say at the start of these that these are being written to an angel, to a spirit, like not written for Jesus, but they are intended to go to these 7 angels. So he's saying,
No, they're being represented by these 7 angels. It doesn't go to them, it's coming from them.
So it's not Jesus that's talking. Jesus is representing their words.
Sure. The 7 angels aren't okay. I think I see what happened there.
we went from.
Would you? Well, I think I've got it. Seriously.
Go.
Okay. I think the discrepancy here is the definition of the word angel. Do you feel like there has to be only one definition for what angel means in the Bible?
If you are saying to me angel and I'm talking to a Christian, I'm thinking of a glowing being that comes down and tries to talk to someone. If I'm talking to you and you mention the word angel, I'm not necessarily going to lean towards, what do you call them, fucking taller than the Nephilims or anything like that, but I'm going to lean more down towards a physical route, not a glowing being, but more so something attuned to, like the Aliens Revelation, you know, that movie where they had the white people who portrayed life into the, you know, that sort of physical being when you say angel.
Right. Okay. I'd like to expound on that a little bit.
It's episode 4, but go on. Maybe we should have done this in 1, but knock it out there.
Well, this is when it came up, so there you go. Sometimes conversations are like that. Okay, to expound on the idea of an angel is any kind of messenger. Okay?
Yeah.
Right. So an idea that's presented to us can carry intrinsic message with it and have other repercussions. Thereby, the message itself can be an angel. And there's nothing incoherent about that from within the usages. Just like an angel can be in one scene God himself, and in another scene is only a lowly angel, and in another scene it's Jesus saying it, and that's all the same thing.
Yeah, right. Saying angel in reference to Jesus or God would not just necessarily mean the same level of angel, because when you're talking about these things as well, you have to take into consideration there's echelons, so to speak. And,
yes, absolutely.
Jesus would be the highest angel. I think that's been said in the Bible somewhere. It doesn't. The problem what I'm having here is, right, this Jesus is saying these words to John, in your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
A previous Jesus is saying these words to John for the Jesus of our planet. Right?
Right.
You said the whole way through these that angels are representations of the churches that the letters are being sent to. We had a whole argument about this, about why are you seeing it from John's point of view? It's the person the letter is being sent to. So if the angel is the person that the letter is being sent to, and it's God's word that John is writing down to send to the church, you're shaking your head.
No, we've had an impasse. I never was trying to express exactly what you just said.
Okay, well that's what I'm getting from. So this is where I'm at now. At the moment,
that happens.
Is that
happens.
These are churches, metaphorically. These are angels that the letters are being sent to, and they're being sent to by John from the island, but he's writing down what Jesus says.
Right.
So far, we're good.
So far, yep.
Right. So the angel is the church. The angel is the church is a representation of the angel that the letter is being sent to.
Right. But it's not talking about a physical church, a group of people that meet in the name of God.
Okay. It could be talking about an angel, a one person, a community. It's being sent somewhere.
Right. It's being sent into all the earth through the Bible.
So when you say angel is the message itself then, and using that as a reference point to the angel church, it contradicts itself. If it can't be the message and the person, community, group of people who receive the message. It can't be both.
Okay, so
we've got one angel in this. Yeah, we've only got one angel, but we've got two things happening. and you're describing them as both sides.
Okay, so maybe I could say it this way, because I mean I see what you're saying, but I don't think I'm contradicting myself. It's entirely possible I could be, but I don't think so.
You're wrong,
the candlesticks
Robbie, but I'm not
representing.
saying you're wrong.
It's entirely possible that I'm saying this poorly, or I'm not using good logic. That's always a possibility. Okay, so the candlestick is the church. The angel is the spirit of the church, and the candlestick or church represents a spirit of God, which is what each of these letters is describing as if like some people really famous have done this, speaking of themselves in the third person, where they're describing actually themselves, them representing a spirit of God, like wisdom, knowledge, counsel, that list. But they're speaking it in the first person in each one of these letters and in the correct order. So like saying, I know thy works is like saying, I have knowledge of you.
Yes,
it's a knowledge claim.
Yes, I understand that.
Right. So it's a critique of the intended reader, pointing out their growth within the seven spirits to obtain all seven spirits of God and become God through Jesus speaking about these angels. There are no angels there. He is the one speaking it.
Right. Now, this goes back to my original question. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to try and break it down and try and come across as best as I can. Right? So, we have got, regardless of where it is, right? It says pathos or wherever it is, you say spaceship, right? Spaceship! Right?
Sure.
So, we've got John
Alien
and Jesus.
overlords, that's right.
We've got John and Jesus, yeah? Two guys.
Yeah.
Talking to each other. John's writing this stuff down.
Yeah.
Jesus is telling him it.
Yeah.
So it's the angel's story that he is saying.
Right.
To John. So he's telling John 7 different stories that he heard from 7 angels.
Oh, okay, I guess that works.
This is what I'm asking. This is where the confusion's coming from, right? And
there are no actual angels. They're just spirits of God.
No angels, spirits of God. I'm getting a confusion.
He understands the 7 spirits of God. He's calling each of them angels because that's one of the usage of angel is a righteous idea.
So it's right. So an angel is now a righteous idea and a messenger and possibly a physical person.
Well, basically messenger, but a righteous idea can portray a message and thereby is an angel.
A righteous idea is just a righteous idea. A righteous idea can't portray anything unless someone speaks it.
Sure it does. Well, yeah, he's speaking it, though.
Original question. Jesus is telling the story to John that he heard from 7 angels.
Okay, that's good enough for now.
Right? Okay. Heard from 7 angels. In the story, they're writing it down. And Jesus is like, right, I heard this story from angel 1. I want you to write it down. So he writes it down, and he's writing it down. And he's writing the story of angel 1 down, being told to him by Jesus. Yes?
Yeah. That's what John's doing, yep.
So the churches, the people, the cities, that's all just thrown in there to confuse people because it's all about being sent. No. It's all about being sent to Jesus. Do these churches actually exist in these places? Who's receiving the letters then?
Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. Depends on which story. These actual places in Asia, yeah, there's places named that stuff.
Yes, the point I'm trying to put. Who's getting the letters? The letters are being sent.
The intended reading.
Jesus.
The new Jesus would
Jesus.
understand all this, I believe. This is where the
confusion is what I'm coming from. Is they're just throwing the... I don't know. Audience, are you understanding where I'm coming from? Is there questions that would help clarify...
More brains.
Right. Richard, quoting from Sammy. Richard, you just said it means, and I'm assuming he means angel, means 3 different things that helps it fit or makes it fit into your narrative. This is where I'm having the confusion.
Well, I think we can dig into the word angel and show that.
We can dig into the word angel,
ways.
and I could understand you saying to me that angel means message. Here's a verse that proves it. Angel means physical being. Here's a verse that proves it. Angel means a word that's portraying itself or whatever. Here's a verse that proves it. But this one verse can't be all three at the same time. This is where I'm having the problem.
Okay. Well, I don't know why when it says "and" at the beginning of the letters, it says "and
because
the angels are."
Would you agree that any word, right, can have multiple meanings? Yes?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Would you agree that we discern the meaning of that word from the context of the sentence around it?
As long as it still fits the definition, sure, absolutely.
Perfect, right. But can it be three different definitions? No, the other two won't make sense in that sentence.
Not at the same time.
Not at the same time. Thank you.
Right. But you're the one assigning physicality to these angels when I don't think this is claiming it and I'm not claiming it.
Well, if it's just a message and it's no physicality, then it's just from one person.
That's why it says, "and the angels are the spirits of the churches."
Plural.
It says spirit, like not a physical thing, like an idea.
I think we've hit an impasse. This is all off one fucking verse.
It's only saying the angels are ideas. It never claims they're something else.
I think... Crip says she can't stream today.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Appreciate it, both of you.
I don't know. I may have to go back and rewatch that and re-listen to that. But I understand that a word can have multiple definitions. I have a problem with the word having multiple definitions in the same sentence.
I don't think it does. Can we just replace the word spirit in our brains with the word ideal? Where angel and spirit mean an ideal. It doesn't mean a physical anything of any kind.
And onto the idea of the church in Tithra, right? Doesn't make sense.
Right. No, why does it not make sense? It says the churches are the seven.
If you put a different definition in the word where it doesn't mean the context.
But it starts out defining what it means at the beginning of Revelation.
I think we've hit an impasse there, and we're gonna have to afterwards.
I'm just gonna assert it means the seven spirits of God.
Right, but a spirit of God is an idea.
Right. It doesn't have its own separate consciousness in any way.
A spirit. We're just gonna go round in circles. Circles are not.
I don't know what to say to help. I'm afraid I just really don't know what to say.
Oh no! I get what you're saying, but I have trouble understanding that myself. I've trouble wrapping my head around it myself. I understand 100% the idea that you're putting forward. You're using bad wordage, right? So it's
okay.
That's really rude of me. Apologies. Your eyes went up. You're all ignorant.
No, it's
fucker.
okay. I just don't know how.
The spirit, if I say, audience is watching, many people's watching, 11 people's watching. If I said to you, the spirit of the church, right? Would you apply that as an idea? The angel of the church. Would you?
Unless there were some angel directly assigned to that particular church, I think I have no choice but to say it's the spirit of the church. Means the ideals, the dogma, things like that about the church. That's the spirit of the spirit of the United States.
I've worded that wrong. Okay, I've worded it. The idea of a spirit in reference to this, I have problems with it just being a message, and then it also being something that we're sending it. It's just too many definitions in the same thing. It's making me want to scratch my fucking toes. That's how stressful it's making me. This is what happens when I'm stressed.
That's not good.
Right, so we're going to move on. This is only fucking literally one bloody sentence, and we've got stuck on it. Sammy says it's a floaty
no.
man with wings and a sword.
That's
He gives
not
it
this
physicality.
usage.
Well, it's physicality. Sammy's being
Right,
fucking
that's physicality,
Sammy.
right?
Yeah, Sammy's being Sammy. He means
he's fine.
yes, it's physical.
I love that guy.
But yeah, right. 20, and I'm now stressed enough not to fucking talk. Back to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna move it up for the audience.
Notwithstanding.
I'm gonna move it up for the audience as well. So give me 1 wee second.
Oh yes, please. It's so funny because I don't get to see all the movement. It kind of jumps, and then I have to find it again. It's really weird. But it's probably my connection.
I'll just make sure to do this.
Okay, that's helpful if you can see better than I can. 20, notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee. That's in comparison to the last thing that they said was good, which is that your more recent thoughts, beliefs, acts is better than your first ones.
Although I still have a few problems.
So that notwithstanding, referring to that, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants, to commit fornication, and to eat things sacrificed unto idols.
Right. So you're a good
I think
man.
Jezebel here represents. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, right. So I'm going to give you my point of view from that reading.
Oh, yeah.
You're in a lovely place right now. You're in a beautiful spiritual place, but you keep fucking off with that woman Jezebel and eating all these fucking sacred things and riding like fucking two wee
Oh,
rabbits.
no. No, it doesn't say he's doing it. It says he puts up with it.
To teach and seduce my servants to commit fornication and to eat. She's getting them
Right.
to commit these things. His servants.
Yeah.
So yes,
Right.
not just her. If she is getting right, you're Jezebel, and I'm coming in, and you're getting me to commit things, then I'm committing them.
Right. Right.
Right. So the servants are committing them.
Right. The servants, plural, yes. But not the intended reader. It says the intended reader is suffering it or putting up with it.
Right.
See that?
Okay.
Okay, we agree.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seduce my
So
servants.
you haven't put an end to it. You're saying to the intended reader, you have put up with this, you haven't done anything about it, and that is against you. That's a bad thing.
Right, we need to read more than one fucking verse at a time. Read a big chunk there so we can get a whole context of this.
Well, I wouldn't know how much to read because I would want to read the whole thing.
Right, we'll go 4 verses, 24, go 22 to 26. End of the fucking page even. Yeah.
Well, I'll just go to 29 then.
Yeah, go to 29, and that's the end of it. Yeah. We'll go to there.
And then we'll start breaking it down.
Yes.
That might help. And I gave her space to repent of her fornication, and she repented not. Behold, I will cast her into a bed, and them that commit adultery with her into great tribulation. That's a key phrase right there. Except they repent of their deeds. In other words, still have a way out. And I will kill her children with death, and all the churches shall know that I am he which searcheth the reins and hearts. And I will give unto every one of you according to your works. But unto you I say, and unto the rest of Thyatira, as many as have not this doctrine.
Pause. Right.
We just agreed to read it all.
Okay, yeah, but you interrupted and said 3 wee fucking bits too, right? So, okay, don't throw me off my trail of thought. But unto you I say. So this is unto the new Jesus. He's directly saying this to the new Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of Thyatira, which we have already established is a message.
Right, a spirit of God, yes.
Right. So Jesus is saying to the new Jesus and the other spirit of Jesus, just to clarify.
Referring to no, not another spirit of Jesus, a spirit of God. The one called Thyatira.
So the one called Thyatira. So the spirit has a name then.
Yeah, the seven letters give like proper names that have
But they're
individual
not.
meaning.
But you don't
referring
name
back to them.
you don't name an idea. The idea is what it is. This
Well, they
is
did. Even if we don't like it, they did it.
okay. Well, this is where the problem was from the past conversation. Thank fuck you got it now. Right, moving on. Okay, go on. Read away.
Did that straighten out something? That's
That was
great.
the
I'm glad to
entire
hear it.
fucking 20 minutes from before. All right.
Oh,
They
sorry.
just fucking named the message. Deal with it. What a fucking work.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Go on.
Well, if I knew to say that, I would have said it. Sorry. I mean, I'm not trying to hold back. I just don't know what to say.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
People can name
reading
whatever the
on
fuck
from-
they want, but the idea that it has a
Sure.
physical thing. Right. Go on ahead. Right. Where the fuck are we now? Okay. 24.
I'm finding it. I'm finding it. By saying to you, and under the rest of Thyatira, as many as have not this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Satan, as they speak, I will put upon you none other burdens,
Right.
but that which ye already have.
Okay. I'm going to interrupt. I don't give a shit. So, all the other people, right? I say unto you and to the rest of Thyatira, as many have not had this doctrine. So, other people who aren't spiritual, other people who don't have this religion, other people who don't know, right? And they, right? Depths of Satan, bad people, don't understand what's going on. As they speak, I will put upon you none other burden. Now, what does that particular mean? Is that saying that the burden of all of these people is not him? Is not on the new Jesus?
No, that the book of Revelation describes a burden to the earth, and nothing will be added to it because of their ignorance.
I say we agreed this 2 minutes ago, but unto you. So he's directly talking to the new Jesus, directly talking to him, not talking to the earth. You can't be talking to two things. He's directly talking to Jesus. What burden?
Yeah.
Right. What? Right. I will not put upon you none other burden. So he's telling Jesus, I'm giving you no extra burdens, and it's in reference to what has just been told, which is about the people who have not known religion.
I see what happened there. Swearing to an individual is not necessarily threatening that individual.
What do you mean swearing?
Saying, I say to you directly, I will do nothing else to them, is not a threat to that individual.
I will put upon you none other burden, right? So his own, right, we'll take the opposite of that. I'm going to give you a burden, right? So the opposite of not giving you a burden is to give you a burden. And we would take it in reference of what it is beforehand in the context of the sentence. So if we're reversing the not burden into burden, the burden is all these people who are not spiritual is now on you.
Are doing wrong.
Right?
Right.
So we're going to put that burden on the new Jesus.
Well, there is burden on the new Jesus to tell the truth, but because these people are ignorant, it's not going to be part of his problem.
Is Jesus responsible for saving the people on this planet from the aliens coming? Yes or no?
Those who need saved, yes.
Okay, I don't mind the clarification. Those who need saved, yes. Okay, and it directly says here, I will put upon you none other burden. That to me is a direct contradiction of old Jesus from the other planet telling new Jesus that all these sinners ain't your burden. That's what I read.
That's right.
You just said that it was. It's Jesus' job to save everyone here, but it's not his burden.
Okay.
That's a burden.
Let me put it chronologically so maybe it'll make sense. Maybe it won't. I don't know. All right. So you got the seven signs, you got the arrival of heaven, you got the introduction of angels, and you got the judgment, and you got the first ascension. From that point forward, Jesus starts his work. Okay? His work is to convince those who stayed behind and wouldn't accept it. Voluntarily, they have their own free will. Okay? So those who were ignorant but accept it in the moment don't need testified to. They are not his burden. But he still has a burden. It just doesn't include those folks.
It doesn't say that. It says the people who do not know this doctrine.
Right. The people who haven't just loved the planet and they're willing to accept the new paradigm will ascend without the testimony, the new testimony of Jesus. for obvious
Where are you
reasons.
getting
They've
the
accepted reality.
Where are you getting the time scale for that this particular thing is being spoken about at that particular moment in the apps, in the invasion? How do you know that that particular line is about that particular point in this particular invasion?
Behold, I will cast her into a bed, and them that commit adultery with her into great tribulation, except for if they repent of their deeds. That's forgiveness right there.
Behold, I will cast her into a bed. So Jezebel is a representation of all...
A whole planet. Worldliness, materialism, not accepting the new thing.
Bad woman, right? Right.
It's represented as a woman, but...
Well, they would do in them days. We'll give them that. They're all...
Well, we call it Mother Earth. It's not too much of a stretch, really.
No. I'm rereading it again to get your context. I do apologize for the dead air. Behold, I will cast her into a bed. So, behold, I will fuck up the earth. Right? I'm going to reread this. Right, okay. I'm going to reread this in a Richard version, and you disagree with me if I'm wrong, right? So, behold, I will fuck up the earth, and them that do not, and then who commit adultery and get into great tribulation. So, them who still fuck around, if they don't repent of their deeds.
Yep, they'll go down with it.
Right. You're going to kill all the children with death. That makes no sense, because how are you going to kill them with life?
Sure does.
No, you're just going to kill her children. That's it. You don't need with death.
No, where death is figurative, meaning the death of self or a severe emotional mental change, that's kill with death. It has nothing to do with them, their bodies like perishing.
Okay. And all the churches shall know that I am he which searcheth the reins and hearts, and will give unto you every one according to your work.
You can't do with dead folks. That doesn't make sense. You kill somebody, you're not searching their reins and hearts.
But he says, I will kill her children, and all the churches shall know. There's two different groups.
Yeah.
Right, so I can kill all them children and go have this other bit that I'm talking
but then you're contradicting yourself 2 events apart.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I don't like these people because they didn't do what they were fucking told. They didn't accept me, so I'm going to kill them. Do you see all these people over here in the church?
Well,
they will know because of all the people that I killed how fucking powerful I am, and they will all
No, it doesn't say how powerful I am. It says I search the reins and hearts.
Search the reins and hearts. Reins to me screams horse and control.
That's right. It's talking about controlling a horse.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, it literally means controlling a horse. Reins.
Yeah.
Guiding.
Powerful.
Yeah.
I'm in control. Right? That's what that says to me. If someone puts reins on me, they're in control of me. Right?
That's right. That's
Kinks
the idea.
aside. Dave's probably away to bed. Kinks aside. You put reins on me, you're in control of me.
Why'd you have to bring up Dave? What are you trying to say?
Right? But that's about power and control. And I will give unto everyone. Now, everyone.
Why'd you skip hearts?
Right. Okay, let me say it
over
again.
hearts. You concentrate a lot on reins, but you didn't talk about hearts.
I will search us the reins and hearts. Yeah, I'm in control. I'm powerful. Right? So what? He's going to search your heart.
Yeah.
Right?
What's that mean?
Okay, if you just let me get through it, right? I'll say it. I'm going to reread it one more time, and I'm going to put my points in where I think you need them, right? And I will kill her children with death. Regardless of what death is, I'm going to kill all the bad people, all Jezebel's evil children, right? All the people who don't believe in me. I'm going to kill them. And all the churches, so now this other group of people, will know that I am the one that searches with power, and I can see in your heart, and I will forgive you according to your works. So I've killed all of the live chat's kids, and you now know how powerful I am, and I'm going to judge your heart according to your works. And you know it's honest.
Right.
Because, so all the kids are dead, so everybody on the planet's dead. So it's not a contradiction.
Except how is it logical at all to say I killed folks, thereby I search and I guide people and I search their hearts? How does that make any sense? That is not a testimony of that.
This is why I've said now 3 times there's 2 different groups of people. I've killed all the live chat's children, so you know how powerful I am.
I heard you.
Yes.
It's talking about one event being a testimony to a second event. Yeah?
No, it's all one event. It's one sentence. It's all one event.
One group of people, another group of people.
Yes, two groups of people, one event. Killing this first group
Right.
of people as kids.
That's fine. We'll say one event. If you don't like the way I said it, I'll change it.
Two events and one event.
In one
are
event,
completely
there's two
different.
groups of people. In one event, there's two groups of people. One are treated one certain way. The other are treated a different way.
Mm-hmm. First group's killed.
We're good so far?
Yep, first group's killed. That's
Okay.
where I'm at.
If the first group are just wiped out, how is that evidence? How is that evidence in any way that shows that the individual who did it searches the reins and hearts of people? No,
referencing back to
it shows
referencing back to
it shows you can wipe them out. That's what it shows.
Yes, referencing back to
If
before.
it means kill.
He gave her space to repent. He's already give these people a chance to repent, and
Some of them will apparently.
And she repented not. So I'm going to kill them.
Right.
He's already
she can't
given them a
repent.
chance,
Right.
and they didn't. So he kills them. So the people who's left alive know how strong and powerful he is.
Mhm.
He ain't judging the hearts of the people who are dead, because they didn't do what they were told. He already gave them.
Why is it a testimony?
He give. What do you mean by testimony?
Testimony. Why? How is it evidence of a future event when the other event was different? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand your question. Why is it different? This is supposed to be a reading of what is going to happen.
Okay, I kill an animal. That is evidence I will pet an animal. No, it's not.
No, no, it's not. Right, you're not listening to what I'm saying. You're just ignoring the fact that I'm saying the first group of
I'm
people.
trying to understand, actually.
Okay, sorry. You know what I'm saying, right? No, you don't. That's why we're stuck here. The first group of people
that's
are
right.
dead. The first group of people are dead. They're dead. There is no judgment of their hearts. They were already given a chance, and they didn't do anything about it. This is all this Bible shit that's around now is us being given a chance and us not repenting. So when the aliens come, they kill the people. And then the churches and the people who are still alive, they are judged according to their works. That's what I'm reading from this. I understand that you're not.
I got that.
You're frustrated because I can't see what you're
I
saying.
just don't know what to do.
No, we both see each other's point. All right? Now, I
Do
don't
we?
know whether I'm agreeing with the consensus or whatever the fuck it is, or I've come up with this out of my arse. Audience members, where are you on this? Are you reading this in under Richard's interpretation that if Jezebel is the earth and that the earth was given space to repent and didn't, that when it says they're going to kill the children with death, and I know there's a semicolon there and they don't have fucking grammar like that back in the day, but it is to mean a reason. It's there for a reason. And then it separates it and says, churches shall know. So are you reading it like Richard, or are you reading it like me? And I know that there's mainly a fucking audience that probably theologically disagrees with Richard, but I'm bad at English, okay? Richard's read this a lot. Help me out here.
I just don't know what I could say that would add to what I've already said.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of at a loss there.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Circular reasoning is no point. There's no point in going down that route.
There's no perfect analogy, and this one's not perfect either. But if I told you I killed a deer, and that's evidence I'm going to in the future pet a deer, you'd go, that's not evidence that you're going to pet a deer.
Yes, but if you had two deers and one attacked your child, and I said to you, do you see that deer over there that's not doing what it's told? I'm going to kill that deer, and then walked over and pet the good deer. That would be a better analogy.
Okay, so you don't see as one event is supposed to be, according to this, testimony of the next event.
I see
You don't
two
see that.
deer. I see two deer.
Yes. Do you not see the idea of testimony, that the first event is testimony of the second event? You don't see that.
what's the first event and second event? I see one event. I see the earth being given a chance to repent and didn't. So I killed it and I pet the other deer that survived because it was a good deer.
Okay, specifically,
That's one event.
Kill children with death.
God's killed
that's one
children.
event.
This is the last book of the Bible. God has killed shitloads of children before it. So I have no problem understanding that this would be coming forth like that.
Yeah, except that's nowhere in the Bible.
But kids have been killed
So
in
one
the name
event
of
is
God. Are you?
One event is kill children death. That's one event. The next event is churches shall know.
Okay, we can split it as that. I'll walk across from another field, okay, or another continent. I killed that deer in fucking Africa, and I walked over to another event, which is the one in America, and I pet it. Still see two deer. I still see a dead deer. I still see two deer, a dead one and a good one.
That's fine. You don't see a comparison here in 23. I will kill her children with death, and all the churches shall know.
Not on its own, possibly in just that, but I'm also reading the context of it before, with you saying to me that Jezebel is the earth, and that the earth was given a chance. Like, he gave her a bed, he gave her space, right? He gave her a chance, and she didn't. And then the next line is death.
Can't. Right.
So taking that into context, I see that as the first group dead. Taking the context of it before, because they've already been given a chance.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's it. That's the answer to your question. That's why I
compared to what, though?
What do you mean? Why would I compare it to anything? You told me Jezebel.
Because there's a second half of the sentence where there's a comparative being made. You say a testimony being made.
We're going around in circles.
I know.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I asked the audience, and the only thing I got back was confused.com.
Confused.com. Okay.
So it's me and you and the audience confused. So I don't think we're gaining anything. At the end of the day, man, we are doing this for the audience. All right. I'm not trying to convince you. You're not trying to convince me. This is to get your message out there for the audience to see.
Well, actually, I am trying to convince you. So eventually, after you see these things, not right now. I want to present the idea so that if you ever do see this, you'll get what I'm talking about.
Oh, don't worry.
It's not the same as I expect you to get it right now.
We've already agreed. I'm not going to be one of the people that's stuck here. If the fucking aliens come from the sky and start splitting people up and shit, I'm going to go, Richard was right, and line up. Like, that's it. I'm going to be ringing you going, man, what spaceship are you getting? Are you in number 152? I'm going to get a flight over it and we get the same ship up. I want to get it, I'll be accepting it. Don't worry.
In the slavery laws, even if like your spouse, your loved one, were of some understanding and you were completely atheistic, like aggressively, and you have a child together, you're allowed to accept their heaven instead of, like, quote unquote, the one you belong in. So actually they want families to stay together, apparently. But moving on.
After they split them up relative to their arm size.
Just for one day or just for a little short amount of time, it'll be fine.
Man, Alien Overlords is 3 series long. I am not fucking stopping it. Someone time it. Why is that fucker back in here, that live chat again? I could have swore I fucking got rid of that damn thing.
What is it about?
Yeah, and the
like every channel, my tiny channel is getting bombarded with bots.
Oh man, it's not just you, not to do, but there's bigger channels that I know of that are specifically. There's a thing. Linus Tech Tips has come up with a wonderful thing. Someone in the community created. It goes through all your comments, gets rid of bots. It's fully. I'll link it afterwards. But that's all the tech talk we're talking. But yes, Richard. Yes. Okay. Moving on. Where are we at now?
Okay, I'm just going to make the assertion here that this is making a comparative or a testimony, and that it's comparing children dying with death to churches shall know, and in that comparative, unless the first event were similar or positive in the same idea set, it would not be a testimony. It'd just be two very different things. And
I'm going to make a t-shirt.
I've looked several times into the idea of death in the Bible. And just like the old man is dead and the new man lives on, and circumcision and those kinds of ideas of repentance and correction, it's not talking about a physical death here, i.e., you can't search the reins and hearts of a dead person, because the Bible directly says, I am not the God of the dead. I am the God of the living. I interact with living beings, not dead ones.
Right. So, hold on. I think I got it. I think I got it. Hold on. I think I've got it. So, when I see two deer, right? Somebody remind me to make a t-shirt for the fucking merch store that just says, I see two deer.
So, if I see two deer.
Right. So, we're going to scrap the idea of death physically, and you're going to say death spiritually. And if you say death spiritually, then their physical body is still there, and they have an opportunity to save themselves. Then I see your point.
Oh. I might have said something useful there then. Great.
They're making a fucking t-shirt that says, I see two deer. Somebody remind me. Swear to fuck. Right. Richard.
Hey, Dan, your analogy eventually worked. I'm ecstatic. Really.
The analogy didn't work at all. You literally said, I don't see it as death. It's a spiritual death. And you should have said that like 10 minutes ago.
Like I said, I never know what someone else's brain needs. I never know that.
Yeah.
And I apologize for that shortcoming.
I see two deer. All I can think of, does everybody know of Next Generation? I see 5 lights. There's 5 lights.
I know that reference. Yeah.
Right.
He actually, from what I understand, and this could be like fan fiction, but he actually went and talked to a Holocaust survivor or some prisoner of war or something like that to gain the perspective.
Really?
Yeah, which is really cool of him, actually.
I watched The Ninth Gate today, and I learned that they filmed the entire thing, even the scenes from America, in Paris, but had to put America shit up because Roman Polanski was still being fucking searched by the American government for being a fucking pedo in 1977, so he couldn't film any of that movie in America.
Wow, weird.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Didn't even know he was like that. Right, anyway, we've got like 4 verses left. Read to the end. We've been going an hour. There's the episode.
Oh my gosh, we have not been going. Okay. As they say, or as the expression goes, I will put no other burden upon you. I put upon you none other burden, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come. So there you have the arrival. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Hold on.
And he shall rule them with...
But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. So old Jesus is telling new Jesus that he's going to come to the
Don't
end.
lose your faith. Right. Don't lose your faith. I'm on my way.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and he that cometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him, so to the new Jesus, is that what we're getting at? Right?
Right.
So the new Jesus...
singular males. Yeah.
Right, so if the new Jesus overcomes and keepeth his works to the end, he's a good little boy until I get there, then I will give him the power over the entire planet. And he shall rule over...
And some Christians, especially the Mormons, think they get their own planet because of this.
Right. And he shall rule over them with a rod of iron as the vessels of a potter and broken blah, 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 even as I have received my Father. Right, so he's going to rule over these group of people. He's going to rule over all the nations when the old Jesus comes. Now, the old Jesus is a fuckload of spaceships and all the gods and the committee of God and all that crack.
Sure.
Iron Charioteer,
they come with clouds.
Iron Charioteer wants to ask which extant nations represent the 10-headed beast.
None.
None. Okay.
It's a wrong idea completely. It's the commandments and how they're twisted and used against Jesus by the beast of Satan.
Right. Now, I'm being Richard for a minute. And he shall rule with a rod of iron, and the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shrivers, even as I received my Father. So he's going to rule over these people, rule over the nations. It doesn't really say there about a split. Okay. If I'm taking yours, possibly it may. Okay. And I will give him the morning star. giving someone the morning
Right.
star. Is Jesus not the morning star? Is that now not?
That's right. Titling him Jesus. That's right.
Gee, fuck me, I hang around with Richard too much. And he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit say. Again, now it says the churches. It doesn't say Jezebel. It doesn't say the people laying back. It ends with saying the churches, which reinforces my thing about earlier about too dear.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because the word unto, the way we look at it right now, if we commit a presentism fallacy, it's like saying toward the, right?
I get you.
But what we don't understand, mostly because of our language, is this would be more properly understood as speaking about the, not into or insertion but referring to.
Okay. So then,
and let's not ignore that he says, "As I received of my Father."
Even as I received my Father.
I will give to you as I received of my Father. In other words, same deal.
Fuck me, I can actually see that. Yeah, right. I'll agree with you on that. All right, shut up. No, I'll agree with you on the grammar. And we have already established twice during this episode that my grammar's fucked. Okay? So.
Your grammar is great for the part of the world that you live in. And I'm sure everyone around you understands you very easily.
Very easily. Very easily. Right, well then that leaves us with 3. Chapter 3.
Revelation 3.
Next week. Right.
Another letter.
I don't know. Does anyone want to hang about for another wee while? We'll maybe do an after party. If anyone wants to, tag me in the chat.
Yeah, I just had a cancellation. I'm available.
Oh, there you go. Richard's available. Moon Shepherd in the chat just says vom.red. So there's probably a fucking bot. Bots everywhere.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, vom.red with a capital R on red. So,
yeah, it's one of the bots.
There we go. We're back here. Everybody's starting to turn up now. We just jumped like 8. Where the fuck were you all? Where the fuck were you all? Off watching something else.
They were at work.
Motherfuckers, you all should have been here. Me and Richard. Brilliant crack.
No, it's just now quitting time on the California coast. Or the time people would be getting home after work. That's what time it is on
how long's your premiere, Bree?
No, I said that wrong.
Bree,
Mid-America.
how long's your premiere, Bree? You can jump in afterwards. Right, look, big axe on Richard's head. Boom. We'll do a wee copy. You were wondering what the X is. It means take full screen off. That's all it is. Right. Anybody else, any questions they'd like to ask about tonight's episode? Oh, according to Ox, it's a porn site. Thanks for checking that out, Ox.
Oh, that's very giving of you. Thanks for biting one, taking one for the team, Ox. You're quite a guy.
Iron Charioteer wants to ask Richard, why is Jesus Lucifer the light bringer?
That it's like the word sun, S-U-N, the word sun, S-O-N. That only works in our modern language. To say the bringer of light is the light bringer, or the morning star is the light bringer, is a confusion. It's recently people have been calling that a presentism fallacy. I don't know that's an informal fallacy. So yeah, you can make those associations definitionally, but it's because of your language. If you go back to the original Hebrew words, they don't even nothing similar. They're not close in any way. They don't have the overlapping letters. It's not the same word. Phrase.
Bree, we'll be going for more than half an hour if I have an after party. So yeah, the link's there. Tweet at me as well when you're finished, and sure, you can get another link. If anyone wants in, click that there now, and I'll put you in the back room. And any more questions for Richard? Any questions for me? Any questions for me? No questions for me. Okay, I'm not that interested.
How do you like that stogie? Is that good? Is that tasty? That you're smoking right there?
The stogies are over there. I'm fucking a very little weed left. But it's quite nice. So I don't know.
Quality stuff. Then you didn't waste your money. Sometimes you take a hit. Sometimes, from what I understand, people like get ripped off sometimes.
No, that does not happen. Not to me, not anymore. When you've been smoking as long as I have, you throw it back at the guy and go, I'm not fucking smoking that. Give me fuck off. No, I'm quite friendly. My wee girl actually gave me funny story. Here's a story. Hopefully either this Thursday or next Thursday, right? The guy I get my weed off, I obviously have I tell everyone about the channel. I don't give a fuck. Come on in, bit of crack. He would consider himself an atheist, doesn't think that, religion is anything like this. He's not spiritual, anything. He's a proper, atheist. And he has someone that he also gives to who would be described as a Wiccan. And he asked my permission, said that she's good crack, I'm good crack. It would be a fun podcast, as he described it. He asked if he could give her my number, which he did. And she's sort of a Wiccan. She doesn't really like the umbrella term, but it is. And hopefully I sent her a playlist of my favorite videos. She watched the one with Philip Ardon. Do you remember the guy that was Proto Stars? Gravity, therefore God. And
that guy, seriously?
Yeah, she watched that for about 20 minutes.
You should have recommended a video with that phone number because wow.
Oh no, I recommend it's look it up in I make playlists all the time. Look it up in the channel. It's Math Pig's Top Picks. It shows a wide range.
Really?
Yes.
For what? Comedy?
No, well, also in there is my talk with John DePoe from Apocalypse Here. There's also a conversation in there with Noel Plum. So it's some of my best work and then some of the crazies I have to deal with. It gives a good roundup of the channel. Okay. It's like, what's your channel about? Here. I talk to crazy sometimes. Sometimes we talk to smart people. There's a couple of debates in there as well, so it's a nice...
I like Noel Plum.
Aaron Chartier wants to know what Richard wants from me.
Oh, I don't want anything but friendship from anyone, actually. And if you hate me, that's okay with me too. But I want to tell the story, even no matter how crazy it might sound, because when it happens, you'll understand. And that's really all I care about. That you have an easy time adjusting to the new paradigm, having a decoder ring that works. That's it.
You do this here, so when the aliens arrive, we know you were right.
No. So you're okay.
No, I'm okay. But yeah, as a prerequisite, you would be right, though. This is why I'm getting on the first fucking flight.
No, it would make the Bible right. It won't make me right.
Oh, God, no. Can you just say your interpretation of the Bible in future instead of saying the Bible?
But it's not my interpretation. I wish I was smart enough to come up with something that actually works. I'm not.
I have not heard this. Here, I have not heard this.
I'm not educated enough. It's not my interpretation. I'm only presenting it to others like it was presented to me. That's it.
In your vision.
Yeah, well, and lots of things that followed, yeah.
Right, well, we've got one person in the back room. I'm going to end this now. If anyone else wants to join, we just need like one or two more people. Come on in. We'll have a bit of banter. We'll ask Richard some questions. We'll go down this route. And we'll do that.
Have fun with it.
We'll have fun with it, yeah. I'm going to scream about the definition.
Make a joke of it. I'm okay with that.
I'm going to scream about angels and the definitions of them for fucking ages. So, other than that, Richard, as always, thank you very much for this.
Just default to alien overlords and you've got it covered.
Alien overlords. So, yeah, back here on Thursday. Richard, you're not doing anything tonight then. Yours has been cancelled.
Yes.
You have Mac and... I was going to say his actual name. Big Zebra. You have Mac and Big Zebra tomorrow, yes?
Hopefully both of them. Sometimes that happens. But yeah. Our brilliant friend, the zebra, is a zebra with insomnia and sleeping problems. So sometimes can't make it.
But you will be having a show tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And if I don't have the show on Thursday, I will be back here on Tuesday with Richard and we will be going through Chapter 3. Chapter 3. Saying this at the end of the video for Future Robbie. Future Robbie, we are next week on Chapter 3.
It's Chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
Oh, I know what this week's show is going to be about, which is unusual.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be about why prayer fails.
Brain Bug's having a premiere. I will set the fucking after party for 20 minutes. So everybody bounce over and watch Brain Bug's premiere. And then come back over here and we'll have an after party. That gives Richard a chance to go have a smoke and stuff like that. And people and all to come in. So everybody go over to Brain Bug's And then Brain Bug, you better fucking send everyone over to mine when it's over. And then everybody come back again, and we'll have the after party over here. So we'll see you in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, half an hour, sort of got. So, yeah, everybody, don't forget, always think for yourselves. And fuck me, I always forget. Here, yeah, forget to put the outro at the bloody bottom. Bye!